Welcome to Born on the Bayou Sports, a Houston sports show made for Houstonians by Houstonians. Join Tim Costello and Scott Barzilla every week as they break down the latest in Houston Astros, Rockets, and Texans news. Tim's a former minor league broadcaster, and Scott has written 2 books on the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, if Javier could get it figured out, it would make things a lot easier because he was that guy everybody was counting on this year to be a Cy Young candidate, take that big step forward and help anchor this rotation with Fromber.
Since he's come to Houston, you can look at the development of guys like Carlos Correa defensively, Jeremy Pena defensively. I mean, you can Alex Bregman's, certainly I think a better than average third baseman.
And now you're putting teams in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. Now here comes Will Anderson. Pin back your ears, let's go. So if you're Bayou born and bred, or just like spending time in the H, sit down, relax, and stay Houston strong. Welcome all my friends to the show that once again has got to get their last little bits in before one of us heads out on vacation, Scott. And where are we headed, Scott? Let's let the people in. Peel back the curtain a little bit. You're not a psychiatrist. You're not get what about Bob? That's quite the trip, Scotty boy. At that point, just get a little airport hotel, man. I don't think that you don't want to start your day of travel like that, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. T-Mobile. I was about to ask you if we're going to go there, but that does bring me to my opening question, Scott. I will talk more about this year's All-Star game as the show goes on, but it is All-Star weekend, and I have some unbelievably fond memories as a kid of All-Star weekend from I've always been a fan of the celebrity and former player softball game, the home run derby, the game itself. I just wanted to ask you, on this All-Star weekend here, what are some of your favorite All-Star memories? Yeah, righty. Uh, that would have been what, 01? Yeah. I mean, we got the All-Star game almost immediately. Berkman was monster in 01. It's the highest OPS in Astros history pre All-Star break. So it might have been 01. And I think I'm thinking back because I think it was Enron, if I remember correctly, still at that point. And speaking of which, while we're on this side note, real quick, why did Ken Lay want this ballpark downtown so much? It's great now, but if you look back through the annals of history, Ken Lay went to war with city council, to use his sway to make sure this ballpark got built downtown. Like, what the fuck was that all about? I think Ken Lay just wanted a chill walk from his office to the ballpark, and he had enough sway in the city to do it. Like, hey, we're gonna buy the naming rights, so I'm gonna have a suite, right? You like what I did there. And then so if we build it downtown, now I personally, Ken Lay, don't have to deal with traffic. Big Astros fan I am, Ken Lay. and I could just fucking walk over. Like, I really think it might have been that selfish. Agreed. But back. Mm. The dream team to me was always Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott. No. Yeah, I was never a big Oberman guy. To me the best Sports Center ever got was Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen. Stuart Scott, and he would throw in the former driller was some of those guys when they'd hit home runs, smooth as the other side of the pillow. Cold as the other side of the pillow. But man, he was great. But back to the All Star game. Um, the game itself ended weird. The one that was ended in a tie that fucked up the future of Major League World Series home field advantage for God knows how long. But do you remember Torrey Hunter robbing Barry Bonds in the first inning of a home run in center field, and then Barry Bonds coming out and putting fucking Torrey Hunter like over his shoulder and like carrying him back in? And it was like the most awkward, like, we've never seen Barry Bonds be, yeah, like this. I was like, this was weird. It was out of place, but like okay, it's All Star Weekend. I liked it. Like, I did enjoy that. That moment always stuck out to me. The one that you mentioned to me, and even the next year, I was talking with Haley. Um, the one that this is the year that it matters, right? With Hank Blaylock with a big fucking game winning home run in that All Star game to give the AL the World Series advantage, right? So yeah, it's fucking Globetrotters esque. But at the end of the game, neither team wants to be the Generals, right? Like they both think it's like he told them both that they're the Globetrotters. Like that's basically what the All Star game is. Um, but I Hey, ref, he is on one knee dribbling in a circle. That is not allowed. Um, but no, so I mean, Junior Caminero is probably going to be out for at least a month now after breaking a hand, getting hit on the hands today. So you can see why the NFL and stuff do that. But I do respect that the MLB has stuck true to at least that part of the tradition. I've got so many great home run derby memories as a kid. The one in Colorado where it was just fucking launch fest, right? Like it was the new Coors Field that just opened. I think Jim Tomei was in that one. Yeah, man. That one was sick. That one was sick, man. Those numbers were fucking fantastic. Because there used to be a time, too, when you mentioned ESPN, one of the best things about All Star Weekend used to be ESPN Classic would replay all the old home run derbies. And you could just sit there on a couch on a fucking lazy Saturday, man, and just roll 15 home run derbies in a row and just. Mm-hmm. Classic was great, but I mean, we can pine on ESPN another day, Scott. But let's talk about our hometown Astros because I'm gonna leave the title the same that it was last week. We need a fucking starter or two. Okay. And we can talk about Joe Espada more. We can talk about the bullpen arms that we need more. But this is gonna be a goddamn fucking arms race down the stretch in the second half. You've got three teams that are going to get one spot realistically. Between the Mariners, the Rangers, and the Astros, one of these teams is going to fucking get their shit together, right? One of these teams is going to play 84 and 78 baseball. Whatever the numbers it is to get to that, right? And they're going to win this division. We need fucking pitching. We need it. The bullpen is awful, Scott. The bullpen is awful. You and I were texting about Brian Abreu. He's got to go. The Brian Abreu of old may still be in there, but it's not going to be found in 2026. Get him the fuck out. Brian King is fucking leaking oil. Brian King leaked oil at the end of 2025, and lo and behold, here we go again. You have over leveraged this man. You have used him for 6 outs too many times. You have used Kurt for too many outs too many times. You have used Blue Ball for too many outs too many times. Scott, it's either fucking put your goddamn nuts on the table time right now. If you're Dana Brown, put him out there, or just sell, get him out. Start selling because this is a winnable division. I got more. That's just part one, Scott. Don't even tempt me. Don't even tempt me. Look, Scott. You and I both know that this is the same thing that Dana Brown did last year, right? We were told last year we don't need to make a move to go get arms. We don't need to panic because Luis Garcia is coming back. We don't need to panic because Lance McCullers is coming back. We don't need to panic because Christian Javier was going to be coming back, right? We had 3 guys coming back. We don't have to go rush and make a move. Luis Garcia's never pitching again, most likely. Christian Javier is what he is, and yeah, I mean, Luis Garcia was fucked by the major league rule change, and it's bullshit, but it is what it is at this point, right? Either way, we made this mistake last year, right? You have to have learned from that. It's great that we have these guys coming back. That's great. You still need to at least go get one arm. You got to get at least one. Hang on. Okay. GM's more of a hat forward kind of guy, I feel like, Scott. Professional. No. I mean, he's been better, but that's still not that good for a late inning reliever. I might send you a take your pick on this list of guys. Hey, I've got or hey, you can take anybody you want off my high A team except these 6 players. Yeah, because I want to DFA him. What is his ERA? I'd rather him than Abreu. Would I cut who? Santa? Oh yeah, I'd cut him too. He sucks too. But what value does he give you in the bullpen? What is Javier's biggest sin as a pitcher, do you think? Or would you say? Correct. What is the worst thing a bullpen arm can do? Which is why they're not viable bullpen candidates. Snip, snip, motherfuckers. Like, at the end of the day, Scott, they're both in similar buckets because at this point they're both similar pitchers. They are fucking junk ballers. They are throwing shit, hoping that you chase and hoping that you whiff and trying to catch just enough of the zone so that it looks like a strike and then dies out, right? But if you never actually throw strikes and guys learn to lay off, then Christian Javier has to come at you with 91. Here we go. Oh! I mean, if he could learn to throw strikes at 97 from his arm angle, right? Give me an eighth inning Jose Lima type, not Jose Lima, Octavio Dotel type. No, give me some Dotel, right? Like come from that shit with like if you can be Dotel esque, I'll look at it, right? Because the arm angle and the fastball that does play a little bit, but you can't fucking come out of the pen and walk people. You can't come out and need to find the zone. You need to come out throwing strikes. And Javier doesn't do that. And to me, I can't trust him in any high leverage situation because I can't trust that he's going to attack the strike zone. Oh, are you ready? Are you ready for our second title, Scott? Fire Espada now. Um. Oh, Cedric Mullins. And he can play center because he was Dana Brown's first round pick. it's a both. And I don't have as much problem with Dana's lineups. I'm sorry, with Espada's lineups. To me, you know, I feel like the GM probably gives you your roster and then you make the lineup. And the way things are set, there's not really a center fielder on this fucking. I mean, Tramel's your best option. You need to be starting Tramel every night in center field, unless you want to go full on Cam in center, Wade and right, and Alvarez in left. Right, like if you want to throw that at me, I'm hard and ready to go. Like I like it, but other than that, you know, but that wasn't because of his lineup. That's because of the fucking bullpen. Barely got through this fucking seventh inning. Barely, though, but the signs were there. Well, then Cam Smith hits the fucking bomb. I was thinking, you know what I was thinking, Scott? We have the All-Star break coming. Hader's not an All-Star. Fucking go Hader for 6. Give me Josh Hader for 6 outs right now. Let's get this game be in a great spot going into the break. Who knows? Yeah. I was first guessing. As soon as he came out, yeah. I texted you go Hader for 6. I don't know. But I don't think Joe trusts those bullets, and that's the problem. Like he was under Dusty Baker for Dusty's whole run here, right? He was Dusty's bench coach the whole time. And Dusty had his guys, right? Dusty had the guys that he trusted that would go and get outs in key situations. But I think first of all, Dusty had better guys. Like you and I could like Dusty, the guys that he trusted were fucking better than Brian King. Okay. Second of all, he had more of them. Like the moment Espada lost the ability to go to Brian King for quality innings, it's like his ability to manage a bullpen was shot. He has zero, ability to maneuver things around. He has zero fucking feel for how his bullpen is ebbing and flowing. Like, what about when a guy is hot? When a guy's been really really good, he doesn't ride him. Santa, as you said, has been really fucking good. You know who hasn't? De Los Santos. And Joe keeps going back to him thinking, hey, it was a bad fucking bump. This is the outing. No. I said that last time. But yeah, I want Parkman. Like that's literally like the comical level of like we're at the point of like Joe Espada walking somebody to get Jack Parkman to the plate and then bringing De Los Santos out to go. I know he's like hammered him before, but I saw him put a leather jacket on last night, and I think he's fucking got it. Well, oh, but my point, Scott, let's look at what are the Phillies doing right now? They're surging. What are the Red Sox doing right now? They're playing a lot better baseball. You've got a viable candidate right now to manage this team who, quite frankly, could be an inspirational story to the people of Venezuela for a second time this year, and use that to inspire this fucking team to go and achieve some things instead of whatever the fuck it is that Joe Espada is doing. Okay, because it's criminal. He is wasting Altuve's last bit of fucking years, right? Like these are Altuve's last chances to be a impactful player on a playoff team, and it's being wasted by Joe Espada. This is a division that is up for grabs right now. Both wanted it. I thought he was going to be kind of the perfect blend between Hinch and Dusty Baker, or maybe Dusty said analytics be damned, and maybe at times Hinch was a little too much into the analytics. I thought that Espada having, experience with both guys would have made him the ultimate candidate. Yeah. He's at least going to garner an interview. And that's what we've talked about before. What he's going to come in with his book and tell you, hey, here's what I would have done differently this season. I thought Joe's a great guy, great clubhouse guy, but here's some of the decisions I would have made differently. And at the end of the day, that's just second guessing. And in the moment, you don't know what he really would have done, right? The one thing that a first time manager will never know until he's in the moment under the gun is how to manage a bullpen. We've talked about this. You and I have talked about this before. There's no amount of interviewing in hypothetical situations I can put you in that will ever be the same of who do I go out there and who do I call to. We could be in an interview and I could say, hey, there's 2 on, 2 outs, seventh inning. You got these guys available in your pen. Who do you go to? But that's not the same as having had, hey, my starter didn't get very far yesterday. I had to use these guys. I've got a day off tomorrow. You know, that's different. And until you're in those moments, you don't know. So I do think that, as you said, you need to see what Omar Lopez can do in those moments. I don't think this bullpen could be more poorly managed, personally. And I don't think the clubhouse would suffer at all because I think Omar Lopez has the same likability factor that Joe Espada does, and especially, if Altuve says you're okay, I feel like the clubhouse kind of comes with you, right? And I think Altuve likes Omar. Like I'm pretty sure they're good. So again, like I think Espada's gotten worse every season. Like I think the first year, the talent level that the Astros still had at that time was able to get us to the playoffs, right? But then it's time to here we go, manager against manager, AJ Hinch versus Espada in the playoffs managing, and we got swept. we got swept, and the bullpen was a problem in the series. Mm-hmm. And the Astros blew a lead to lose that series in the second game. Mm-hmm. I think a potato could do a better job. I think if Correa showed up and Correa managed this team, he would do a better job. Okay. Um yeah, I'm ready for some awards. This is going to be, I'll be honest with you, Scott. I'm heavy on the hat tips today. I got a few things that I'd like to tip caps to, and then you and I are going to be in agreement on some other things. No, he absolutely fucking imploded in game one, right? And these are game one and game three were both games that the Astros clutched up late, right? And fought back, and you felt like the momentum was going to be on our side, right? Like game three, if you could have got that thing to extras, I feel like it's on our side. Um, game, but then also Hader was a problem there. Game one, another one. If you could have just kept the train moving, but then like Brian King comes in and gives up a 4 spot, and you're just like, okay, now this thing is over. And I also want to punch Brian King in the face. You and I were texting, like I was like, this is going to be a joint one here because I understand he's overused. I understand, his role has constantly shifted, but he is just not clutch. Like he is great until it's time to be great, right? He is great in the small moments. He is great when the Astros were not. But when this team is surging and there's a chance to really make your statement going into the All-Star break. You sweep that Rangers series going into the All-Star break, as you said, you're basically in first place. You own the tiebreaker. Either the A's are going to be right there with you, or you're one game up on everybody. But instead, now we're 3 or 4 back, and we lost a game in that series. In a series we overall played, minus Brian King, everybody played pretty good in the fucking Rangers series, right? Hader gets boned by an error in left field, and that changed the whole fucking tenor of the inning, and that's a whole other story. But I mean, overall, there are signs of life, right? There are things that were happening, and Brian King just fucking gutted this team. Yeah, yeah. If that's your loggy, if Brian King is your lefty specialist, you feel pretty fucking good. Or if Brian King played the Maton role, who came out to put out fires for you. Yeah, but I think, Kurt kind of gets used a lot early nowadays too, right? So if you called Brian King into the game in the 6th inning with 1 out and he got you into the 7th, Hey, that's a great job. Let's go. But you still need better arms than King if you want to go into this playoffs and do anything, or if you want to even make the playoffs. Because again, this is a division that you can go get. So let's go fucking get it. I'm co-signing that one. I would say I like him. I like the story. I think he's a quality Major League Baseball player who could at least hit 250. Personally, no, but I think Jim Crane could. That one gets me. That one gets me. We've been trying to get this guy for 2 years. Well, where the did you have the wrong number? He would have answered. Oh my god. We said we were going to meet in Paris. We obviously meant Texas because we're not going to go that far. This guy flew all the way to France. What were we supposed to do about that? Good luck, Chuck. Yeah, that's the one where everybody who sleeps with him gets married afterwards. I think it's probably more like, did you ever see The Lake House with uh Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves? Yeah, they're writing each other letters. They're writing each other letters in the same mailbox, but it's like 5 years apart. I think that was what was happening. I think it was a lake house situation where they were writing letters back and forth, but they couldn't line up on the time. And that's why they've been chasing him for 2 years. He said, he said, hey, he said, hey, in 2026, I need you to show up to Dyken Park on this date. And the guy's like, Dyken Park? What the fuck is Dyken Park? And then like the news the next month is Minute Maid Park changes to Dyken. And he's like, oh my god, I'm going to Houston on this. No, I since the purpose of this award originally, Scott, was get him the fuck out of town, right? Like that is why we created this award. Joe Espada, get him the motherfuck out of town, please. What are we doing? As you said, Scott, the writing is on the wall. This team is playing better baseball, and he is holding it back. What would the record be as they're playing better if we didn't fucking give away games late in the game? What would the record be if we had a guy who early on in the season didn't continue to go to Brian Abreu when we had very few winnable games to begin with? This is going to be a division race that comes down to, very tight margins. And we just gave away games. We give away games all the time. And it is the same fucking shit over and over and over again. Yeah, I've been on the Espada experience for 3 years now. And I have nothing against Joe as a human being. I have nothing against him in any other way other than how he manages this baseball team. And it's got to stop. It's got to fucking stop. We have to be done. We cannot sit here and act like that the combination of Brown and Espada, since they've come together, and I think this really is the best combo for horses asses, they both got to go. Do Brown first. He drafted. Do a fucking Espada now. Interim fucking coaches Omar Lopez. You hire your new GM. Let him hire. Let him fucking expanse whatever you want. Even if I'm okay with promote to non-existence for Dana Brown, right? Hey, we're gonna bring in a president of baseball operations. He's gonna handle the Astros day-to-day operations, and you handle the draft, Dana. You are now in charge of drafting. And that is it. Right? Like if you're willing to take that, that's fine. If not, get the fuck out. Because I think if you look at the roster he inherited and then you look at where we are now, he has not done anything to make it better. He keeps signing the Taylor Trammels, the Zach Shorts, the Brandon Shoemakes, the Nick Allens of the world. But in that time period, the master negotiator that we were told he was, Kyle Tucker is gone. Bregman is gone. You get Correa. Fromber is gone. I mean, Correa is back, and I love that, but that's because Jim Crane basically overruled you and got the deal done. Like what good negotiating has this man done? You've got no extensions done with it. You've got nothing done with Hunter Brown. Nothing. You've got nothing done with Jeremy Pena at all. You are going to let more young talent walk off this team. Yes. Yes. And a cool backpack. He got a nice Hello Kitty backpack, too. Yep, I agree, Scott. That's a great way to put it. All right, let's get positive because I have multiple hat tips, and you know, that's it. We can add some positivity here. Let's sandwich it. I'm okay with a hat tip sandwich, Scott. My first one. This is maybe a little out of the box, but I want to tip my cap to the roller coaster design firm of Bolliger and Mabillard. Um, they designed Tormenta Rampaging Run, which is now the world's first Giga Dive coaster, which means it's more than 300 feet tall. Scott, it was amazing. I got front row, which, as you roller coaster riders know, the best spot to be. And it is so fucking tall. I mean, you see all of DFW, right? And it overhangs at this 308-foot spot, and it just stops and hangs there for like 2 seconds, and then it just goes. And it hit 87 fucking miles an hour. Okay, we could have gone back in time if we needed to, based on DeLorean speeds. But this thing was ripping. It was corkscrewing. This was hands down the greatest roller coaster ride I've ever had in my entire life. So I want to tip these roller coaster designers major hats for giving me what was an unbelievable, thrilling, probably 30 seconds, but holy shit, Scott, it was awesome. Hmm. Oh, I love it. Oh my God, Scott. I mean, I this one just opened, and so I am finally getting a little chance. I got a couple weeks till the new gig kicks in, and so I've got some time to take advantage of some passes I purchased. So Sora and I went up to Six Flags today, and I made it there. We rode Batman. We got in less than 5 minutes. There was not a that was the longest line was 30 minutes I waited today. It was phenomenal. Love it. I agree. Yeah, I think he has been fantastic. It's a great hat tip. I also think it's a black mark on Dana Brown that we haven't maybe added another year onto his for next year, right? Um, to me, this is a guy who probably should get at least another year extension at this point of his time here at Houston. Um, my final hat tip, Scott. I'm gonna hat tip the whole All Star weekend. I thought this was probably one of the better ones we've had in a while. The home run derby last time was fantastic. A return to more of a traditional format, not exactly outs, but swings. And then, on the last ball, swing until you make it out, essentially. And it turned into a fantastic finish with Jordan Walker, my fantasy right fielder, outlasting Kyle Schwarber in his own home ballpark for an unbelievable finish. I thought I was a little maybe nervous with Netflix having the home run derby, and then you look over and you see it's being hosted by Will Ferrell, Luke Wilson, and some other young actor that I don't even know his name. And you're like, oh, I don't know, but Barry Bonds was good. I enjoyed him on there. Hunter Pence was good. Overall, I thought the broadcast was better. It was much better than their opening night bullshit with Burt Kreischer. So I do, Will Ferrell at least is a legitimately huge baseball fan who did that fun spring training event where he played a game for like every single position in spring training. So that was, at least he's a baseball guy. And then tonight, I'm not, me, I'm not a huge Americana guy in as far as the propagandist stuff. I love our history, but they had all the players, Scott, come out and sign uh, uh, like old parchment of a lineup card with like a feathered pen when they brought everybody out. At the fifth inning, they did Ray Charles' version of America the Beautiful with kids riding bicycles out and fireworks going off in the sky like the Sandlot. And then all the kids like came out to like the positions where the players were, and like they all watched the fireworks together, and you could see like the kids like asking for tips. And it was, I love this game, man. I fucking love it. And it was just one of those things, right, where you're just like, I just love baseball. I do. And there's nothing like it. And fuck, it was a great all-star weekend, right? Like it was nice. I think Philly did a fantastic job. I think returning to more your roots on the home run derby was great. But I just think this was a really well done one. I thought the Sandlot thing was cool as shit with the fireworks, because that they played the Sandlot talked about playing the one night game of the year, Scott, with the fireworks going, and they had America the Beautiful playing in that movie. So I just thought it was really well done. I am. That's coming up. That's coming up. No. Is there any way, Father, is there any way we could work the pledge? I just, hey, I noticed that you use different colors in in the ribbons of the church, but I noticed you never use red, white, and blue. Is there any way, Father, that you could adorn the altar with the most beautiful colors the world has ever seen? The ones that don't run? Okay, well let me get to it, Scott. I texted you on Saturday after what has to be one of the worst theatrical experiences I've ever been a part of. I first of all, I went into this thinking I was seeing 12 Angry Men. Okay? I got in my head that that was the play that I was seeing. I don't know how. I don't know why. But that's what I thought I was going to see. I walk in and there's a lot of like revolutionary looking people around. And I'm like, that's weird. Like maybe they're doing like a historical version of it where like it's just 12 Angry Men, but it's set in like colonial times to give it like a twist. And then like my wife gets there and like we get it's like 1776 the musical. And I'm like, what? I thought we were seeing 12 Angry Men. She's like, no, not at all. You don't pay attention. I don't know where you got that from, but that's a whole other story. So then this guy comes out and he was the former, well, first of all, this play is supposed to start at 2:15. At 2:31, these motherfuckers dim the lights and this guy comes out and he's like a former councilman of Plano, right? Like not even like in city council anymore. A former councilman then goes, I am a member of the Sons of the American Revolution, as are these people back here who are now going to join us as the color guard as we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? This is a fucking play. I am at a theatrical performance. Never in my life have I been to see Les Miserables and had to stand and fucking recite the Stars and Stripes before the play started. It didn't happen at Aladdin. It didn't happen at Lion King. It didn't happen at Shucked. It didn't happen at any of these other plays. But everybody fucking stands up and they're applauding as these fucking 70-year-old clowns come down the stairs dressed like they're fucking fresh off the Delaware, wrapped in like battle wounded linens. And we all sit there and I, of course, abstained, but I stood. And everybody does the pledge. And then they get like another huge applause. Again, for just dressing up and holding a flag, they get another huge applause as they leave the stage. And then what proceeded to follow it, Scott, had to be the worst representation of not only theater, but American history that I've ever seen in my life. If any of the debates on whether we should have a revolution were as boring as what happened in that room, we'd still be drinking tea right now. I can tell you, I fell asleep twice in just the first act alone, and then I deuced it in the second act. My wife tried to wake me up, and then she finally was like, "Fuck it, this is so bad. I'm jealous of him." And there was one highlight of the whole play, and it was the guy that we were there to see. Right, like he's a very flamboyant gay man, and he was hilarious. This guy, they were done with him in 20 minutes. Like he's fucking gone to go be governor, and it was like the only comedic relief that you had is gone, and now I get to have some guy who's probably a dentist pretending to be John Adams screaming at me for the next hour and a half. And so, to me, the scumbag of it was the councilman who made me do the Pledge of Allegiance in a fucking play. But just overall, this was hands down the worst thing I've ever seen. And it was like, I've seen some bad shit at my local community theater, but these people pay to be in this shit. They pay money to be in these plays. And so that as soon as I heard that, I'm like, it explains it all. No, I have not. Yes. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh god. It was Scott. It was hands down. This was a Broadway show that these people butchered. They're like, I mean, it was just so bad, man. It was. I feel bad. I feel bad because they're not professional actors, but like, it was so bad that because like there's just long monologues from from John Adams or whatever, right? The other people in the Continental Congress were falling asleep on stage. Like they were all fucking bored. Like it was just so bad. But again, don't make me say the Pledge of Allegiance in a fucking play. That's so stupid. You know what? Yeah. Although his Fourth of July greeting was a little sketch, so I may be out on Steven Adams for a while. Hang on, I got to get my warning. Okay, let me put it up. All right. Did you? Please tell me you wrote down what the winners were last week. I feel like that was been your thing. Yes. Yeah, that one was good. The picture? I had a litany of Trump ones last week. Hang on. Let's go Trump first. It still becomes law anyway after a certain amount of time. Yeah. And this is after, hang on, can you combine this with the fact that last week he said that he should get a Nobel Prize because he settled 8 wars? Yeah. 8 wars. This, yeah. This is Iran 1, Iran 2. Have you guys ever seen Rocky? Okay, he fights Apollo twice. Sorry, what? Did- I didn't know a lot of that. Say that again? Okay. He's a piece of shit, man. Probably why they labeled it. think it might be that one. I mean, what he said today is pretty great too. He says he's got big news coming on Thursday. It's gonna concern that subject, and we'll have a couple of other things to say. It's really big news. It's really, really big news, and our country has to shape up. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, he's gonna, like, it's just ridiculous. Yep. Also, they weren't. Probably the two Mad Gabs. As long as it's pretty, yeah. I don't think that's better than him thinking he deserves. Um, I no, I haven't. Okay. Say the title for American Land. What? Okay. Like there was a time I did, but not anymore. Am I a landowner or like I own property? Like, yeah. Do I get a little something? Can I like go directly to this guy? Yeah, I'm writing it down right now. Mm-hmm. Love it. It's what they fucking love that shit, man. They love talking about being a warrior mentality, warrior mindset, warrior culture. But these would be the like if you put this man in a ring and fought to the death, it would not go well for him. They want warrior culture means like trial by combat, right? Like, does that mean we get to go back to like Game of Thrones and like trial by combat shit? It'd be like, you raped her, you murdered her, you murdered her children. Yeah, dude, those guys are the best. They love warrior mentality. Those motherfuckers are so fantastic that they love to march the streets of Washington with their faces covered, preaching warrior mentality with their airsoft pistols. No. Okay. Blames Antifa to a puppet? What does that mean? Okay. Why do you take that invite? Okay. But okay, hang on. I actually know a man. Okay, there's a gentleman I used to work with. I'm not gonna name names because his mom was also my English teacher. But this young gentleman did a lot of acid in his younger teenage and college years, and so just wasn't quite right. But he worked at my dad's restaurant, and then eventually him and one other guy go to work with this guy's dad at Centerpoint Energy. Okay, and they get their own truck and all their others, computer and all that other stuff, and the computers can work with like, you got a little Wi-Fi, mobile Wi-Fi hotspot back in the day, right? So this guy has his wife's family in town for the holidays, and he's stressed. He's stressed out, Scott. He can't take it anymore. Everybody's all in his space. So he goes and he parks his truck, throws that mobile Wi-Fi hotspot on at the mall, and goes for a fucking little crank sesh. And unfortunately, didn't end well for him. Didn't get the happy ending he was looking for. He gets fired, fucking all this other shit, right? I don't see anywhere in that scenario where you can blame anyone but yourself. Maybe at a Trump rally, you could blame Trump for getting you so fucking just rock hard on freedom, I guess. Like, I don't know. But where does Antifa start tickling your asshole while you watch the show and next thing you're hard? Mm-hmm. I just gotta get one. I just gotta get one of these guys. Someone will fucking understand me. Hung. I'm just looking for a hung jury. Be like, I think I could have done a better job of convincing one man on that jury to not vote for me. And there was so much crazy shit that happened with that fair. Like it would have vanished. I hadn't heard about it, but now I have. And now I'm gonna look this guy up. And also, yeah, how 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 do you end up on a podcast hosted by a puppet? Like how does that like how does he start emailing podcast hosts trying to get his story out and this is who responded? Or did this puppet show host producer go, I think I found him. I think I found our next star. Let's get him on here. Like I want to know how he ended up on this show. Like two? I give it like 2%. But I've seen some other photographs that they're like it could have been pulled from, where him and his wife are like sitting poolside somewhere. I don't know, right? Like holding the newspaper was a nice touch, I gotta say. I really appreciated that. So that way we don't question anything. Um, What did it say? Well, like some people were questioning it because the picture on the front page was like a picture from 2023, but like the MLB draft was that day, so it's like that was I don't know. Like I'm not like the picture could be him. I don't think the wife is real. I think the wife is photoshopped in for sure. He may really be like I don't know, a picture of a corpse. Like is there a chance they just took a picture of a corpse and put a newspaper in it? Like I don't know, Scott. Like I don't think he's alive. I really there's absolutely zero doubt in my mind that Mitch McConnell is dead. Um, but like the whole thing is insane. The whole thing is like here's a picture. Like it's like a fucking ransom note. Like holding today's fucking newspaper. Like, 9 different broad-reaching subjects. We touched on the basis and need for every article of the United States Constitution and all the amendments, and also we talked about War and Peace. We also talked about the complete works of J.R.R. Tolkien. And again, it was a great 12-minute call. We really they're pretty tight. Well, I think Fetterman's about to change parties too. That changes things. And I'd like to say this isn't partisan, Scott. Like Diane Feinstein's the same shit, right? Like you are not representing anyone. You are doing nothing. You are a net negative on society, and yet you keep running. You can't even fucking wipe your own ass. You can't get in and out of a seat without help. Why do you need to be representing people? You old fucks need to get out of the way. You still, no matter what, get the best health care in the world for the rest of your however long life is going to be, whether you're in the Senate or not, right? You still get the fucking health plan. So just fucking go away. And I'm pretty sure that he's inside traded his way to quite a bit of wealth. Fuck him. That's it. It's the American people and most importantly, the people of Kentucky. How is he representing you right now? Every single Kentucky member of the Kentucky citizenry should be up in arms over this. You have a dead man representing you and nothing is being done about it. He's either dead physically or doing nothing for you and hasn't been to work in months. So, yeah. All right. I'm gonna go. So yeah, for the purpose of this award, it is the masturbator, right? Like that is. We're back on dick jokes. I'm happy for it. We're like South Park, getting back to our origins, right? Like, we had 2 weeks of a erection connection, and now we've got public masturbation back in the place. So great job, MAGA. You guys are fucking loving playing with your cocks. Yeah, you always give me the long breaks, man. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here this week. We appreciate everyone who joined us. We'll see you next week on Born on the Bayou Sports.